Hey Prestaholic family, welcome back. Today we are doing polygel nails for the first time, and I have to say that I was pretty nervous. I tried polygel maybe like at the very beginning of YouTube and Prestaholic, and it was just not my vibe. So I had no idea what to expect, but I was super excited, and I think that I did okay for me being a complete beginner. Our friends over at Rosalind hooked us up with a dampen dish, the polygel top coat, base coat, the solution, these little clips, as well as the dual forms, the tool nail file, and it also came with stickers, which I thought was really cool. And the whole kit is available on Amazon for only $18.99. Plus, I have a 10% off code that I will leave down below for you guys. That code will expire on the 31st of June 2022 in case anyone is watching this later on, but 10% off of $18.99, really not bad. And they also have two other options for I believe $23, and it comes with like a different color polygel, but I thought for this video we should just do clear and keep it super simple. As I said, this is going to be a complete beginner using polygel. I have really zero experience using polygel. I think that her name is Polygel Vic or something like that. I'll leave her down below if I can remember. She does amazing polygel nails. I watch her videos all the time and she just does an amazing job. So jumping straight into it, what I used was the tool that it came with, a nail file. I ended up switching nail files, but you'll see that later on. The polygel dampen dish, the solution, and I also used their base and top coat. Aside from that, I ended up thinking it would be a better idea for me to use a full cover nail and then just put the polygel on top of that, since I'm a complete beginner and I really didn't want to mess with trying to build a shape or like a foundation. So I thought that this would be easier. In my opinion, it was, but this is me just prepping my natural nail. I ended up just kind of taking off the shine from my natural nail, and you will see me put the full cover nails on top of my actual nail. I also mentioned in my past video that I hurt my pinky finger really bad, so that's why I was only able to do my 3 nails. And since I was popping these off after the video anyway, I just thought that it would be easier for me to do it this way. But my finger is healing, so don't mind the band-aid. And after filing kind of just the sheen of my natural nail, I went in with Young Nails Protein Bond just to give me a little dehydration. And when I say that these nails were not coming off after this video, they really weren't. So I think that the prep work was pretty good, and I'm just making sure that I have all of my nails laid out in front of me. These are A-Press. I won't think that they're sculpted short square. If that's wrong, I'll leave it in the description. But I'm going to use the Rosalind gel polish, and I'm just going to take a little bit, put it on the inside of the nail. If you want these to last like even longer, I would say to file the inside of the full cover nail and then put the base. But in this case, I just went straight in with the base and just kind of gently laid that onto my natural nail so that there's no air bubbles. And I did use the Melody Susie lamp that I will have a review on coming soon, to use that UV lamp just to kind of freeze it in place. And if you used polygel before and you have any tips for me, then please let me know. This year I think that I just really want to get out of my comfort zone and start using different products. At this point, gel is like my thing, and I really wanted to learn how to do acrylics, but I think that I got a little bit discouraged and the smell is a lot. So I mean, if you guys have any tips on polygel, then please leave them in the comments for anyone watching this and for myself. So here I go with the second finger. Again, putting the base coat on the full cover nail and just pressing that onto my natural nail, and then I'm freezing it in place. And I will say that I kind of just freeze it until I feel that it's cured a little bit. And in this case, I put way too much base coat, so I just kind of took it out, cleaned it up, and then cured it again. And I'm just speeding this finger up for you guys, but I absolutely love to put on my nails this way because they last so long. Alright guys, now to get to the fun part. Off camera, I ended up filing and buffing and shaping and all that good stuff for the full cover nail. And now I'm going to take the Polygel nail solution and I'm putting a little bit in that dampen dish. I wasn't really sure how much I would need, but I filled it up maybe a little less than halfway. I was super surprised with how much came in that little bottle, so I can imagine that that should last you at least for a few tries. And now to go in with the clear polygel, that thing that I'm trying to pull was not trying to have it with me, but we finally got it open. And I thought that the best way to apply this would just literally be to put it on the nail. So I went in straight from like the tube and just kind of pressed that down onto the nail. And I did do like 2 drops. And yeah, so then when I put it in the solution, I kind of just like really submerged it. I would say to kind of not do that, not to have like so much solution on the brush, because when I put it on the nail, it literally started to kind of like slide off, and I thought that I would be able to put the polygel back onto the nail, and that was just like a no. It wasn't really sticking. So again, guys, this is my first time, so be nice to me in the comments. But I ended up just kind of wiggling the product to where I wanted it to be, and then started to remove any of the excess that I saw. And pretty much at this point, I started to realize that I had a pretty decent form in the middle of the nail. The only places that needed polygel was on the sides of the nail. So then I kind of started to switch gears and really thought of polygel kind of like the acrylic. So I brushed whatever was remaining on and just kind of sealed that cuticle. And then using this tool, I decided to just add polygel on the sides of the nail where I knew that I really needed product. And this was like the best method that I could have did. And I just started using the solution and the little tool to move it around in place. And I was really intentional about getting like the sides of my nail and around the cuticle, and really started to think of polygel as acrylic and so far what I know about it. And I think that that really helped me. Also, something to note is that the solution is amazing, and I really like that this polygel was really self-leveling. I really didn't need to work the product too much. I'm not sure if it's because I used the sculpted nails, so it had like a deep C curve. Therefore, the product just kind of spread out and did its thing. But even on like the middle of the nail, it really just smoothed itself out, and I really didn't have to do too much. So honestly, for a beginner, I would definitely recommend this kit. I did try a different polygel all those years ago, and that polygel was so hard to use. I'm not sure if that company still even makes the same formula. I think that polygel has come so far from then, but for a beginner, I actually recommend this, and I was super, super scared, but this is how it looks and loving it. Then I ended up curing it for about 60 seconds and cleaning off that sticky layer with alcohol. Once this nail was done, I was actually a little bit more confident and I was like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. And it really gave me the confidence to finish off those other two nails. I can't lie, I was a little apprehensive and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this one nail and call it a day. But I ended up using the nail file that came with the kit. I really wasn't a fan and ended up switching over just because the black emery board was kind of getting under the nail, but that's definitely not a big deal or a deal breaker for me. And then I ended up going in with the e-file and just kind of taking off the bulk of the nail. I will say that at the end, I think that the nail was still a little bit bulky, but again, that could have been me just because, again, I'm a beginner, this is my first time, and I was just really trying not to be too hard on myself. But after all of this filing and getting the nail in shape and getting her snatched and beautiful, I was really happy. So this is definitely something that if you want to get into polygel, take your time, look at different videos and try and stay a little bit motivated, or at least just do like one nail and see how you like it, see the consistency of the product and things like that. And then after I did all of that filing and getting her snatched, this was how she came out. I ended up cleaning the nail with alcohol and I didn't put any other product like on top of that. I just cleaned it with alcohol and that was it. But at this point you can add a base coat and cure that for 30 seconds and then go in with gel polish. I didn't, but I would definitely recommend you do that. And I'm using this Rosalind gel polish that I actually haven't used yet, but I love this color and it would definitely be on our website if I had more bottles. But this color is so, 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 so cute. And I went with blue just because 4th of July is around the corner. I thought it was really pretty. So yeah, I ended up doing 2 coats of this and curing for 30 seconds in between, and then I used the Rosalind top coat, and yeah, it came out so beautiful, so glossy. And I ended up doing the other 3 nails off camera, but I did end up doing kind of a different technique for those nails, so I'm going to show you that in like a sped up version. But honestly, not bad. Not bad. I was not mad at her. So for the other 2 nails, I ended up doing the same method, just putting the polygel on the nail, and then I just started to kind of move it around. The slip solution makes this like very much almost like a liquid, so I tried to do it more like if I was painting a nail with like nail polish. And for the middle finger, it worked. And then for this one, I didn't add enough polygel, so if I was to redo this, I definitely should have added another layer of polygel because I had a little bit of a bump, and you're gonna see what happened in a bit. But I was not mad at it, and it ended up taking me less time than the first time. Again, wasn't mad at it, but I put the polygel on the nail, ended up smoothing that out, buffing and shaping because we got to get the shape. And with the e-file, I ended up going under the nail and giving it back that C curve. But as you can see, I had a piece missing around the cuticle. Although I completely sealed it up with gel polish, it was not bad. I also used that tool to kind of take off any of the excess off the sides and the end, so that worked really nicely. And yeah, that e-file gave me my shape back, and then I ended up going back in with two coats and with the top coat. I will say that Rosalind top coat is super glossy and I will be using it more often. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, something a little bit more different and a little bit of a longer review, I guess. And let me know if I should do more polygel videos because I do plan to experiment more. And now that I have a full kit, why not? I did do cuticle oil, so if you haven't today, oil your cuticles, girl. Oil up them cuticles. And this was the final result. Absolutely love them. I was not mad at all. Thank you so much, Rosalind, again for sending over this kit. And if you guys been wanting to experiment with polygel, then grab yours today, $18.99. You really can't beat that, baby. Anyway, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye.